Good morning. I'm really excited to see everybody today. I just wanted to do something fun. Everyone, is looking for different things to do, and we've been doing some different activities and the activity kits, and we're also doing the summer learning grab and go. And so this is just something else that we can do. And I thought it would be fun that you could learn something to do fun in the microwave. But before we do that, I thought we would read Cook-a-Doodle-Doo by Janet Stevens and Susan Stevens Crummel and talk about what Big Brown Rooster is up to and find out who his great-grandmother was. Peck, 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 always chicken feed. Day after day, year after year, I'm sick of it. Squawked Big Brown Rooster. Can we get something new to eat around here? Please. Nobody's listening. What's a hungry rooster to do? There's no hope. Wait a minute. Rooster remembered a story his mama used to tell, a story handed down from chicken to chicken, the story of a famous great-grandmother, the little red hen. Rooster rushed to the chicken coop. It has to be here, he said. He looked high and low, and there it is at last, hidden under a nest. The cookbook, The Joy of Cooking Alone by L.R. Hen. Rooster carefully turned the pages. So many recipes, and I thought she just made bread. Look at the strawberry shortcake. That's it. I'll make the most wonderful, magnificent strawberry shortcake in the whole wide world. No more chicken feed for me. Yes, sirree, just like Great Granny, I'll be a cook. Cook-a-Doodle-Doo, crowed Rooster as he pranced into the big farmhouse. Cook-a-Doodle-Doo, said Dog. Have you lost your marbles, Rooster? Asked Cat. You've never cooked anything before, said Goose. That doesn't matter, replied Rooster. Cooking's in my blood. It's a family tradition. Now, who will help me? Not I, said Dog. Not I, said Cat. Not I, said Goose. And away they went. Rooster pushed open the door. It looks like I'm on my own, just like Great Granny. But he sighed and put on his apron. We'll help you, Rooster. Rooster turned, and there stood Turtle, Iguana, and Pot-Bellied Pig. Do you three know anything about cooking, Rooster asked. I can read recipes, said Turtle. I can get stuff, said Iguana. I can taste, said Pig. I'm an expert at tasting. Then we're a team, declared Rooster. Let's get ready, and let's start cooking. Turtle read the cookbook. Heat the oven to 450 degrees. I can do that, said Iguana. Look, I'll turn the knob. 150, 250, 350, 450. Hey, cooking's easy. Rooster put a big bowl on the table. What's our first ingredient, he asked. The recipe said we need flour, said Turtle. I can do that, said Iguana. He dashed outside and picked a petunia. How's this flour? No, said Rooster. Not that kind of flour. We need flour for cooking. You know, the white, fluffy stuff. That's what we made from wheat. Can I taste the flour, said Pig. Not yet, Pig, said Turtle. The recipe says to go and sift the flour first. What does sift mean, said Iguana. Said Turtle. Sift means to search through. You mean like when I sift through the garbage looking for lunch, said Pig? I can do that. So he got into the flour and started sifting and throwing it everywhere. No, said Rooster. Don't sift the flour like that. Put it through the sifter. Rooster turned and cranked and shifted the flour through a big pile. Can I taste that pile, said Pig. Not yet, Pig, said Turtle. Now measure the flour. I can do that, said Iguana. He grabbed the ruler. The flour is 4 inches tall. No, 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 said Rooster. We don't want to know how tall it is. We want to know how much there is of it. We measure the flour with a metal measuring cup. We need 2 cups, added Turtle. So fill it twice. Rooster dumped the 2 cups of flour into the bowl. Can I taste it now, said Pig. Not yet, Pig, said Turtle. Next, we add 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. No, 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 said Rooster. Don't look in the teapot or under the table. These spoons are for measuring. Each holds a certain amount. Rooster measured the sugar, baking powder, and salt, poured them into the big bowl, and sifted all the dry ingredients together. Looks awfully white in there, said Pig. I better taste it. Not yet, Pig, said Turtle. Now we add the butter. We need 1 stick. I can do that, cried Iguana. He raced outside and broke off a branch. How's this stick? No, 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 said Rooster. Not that kind of stick. A stick of butter. Rooster unwrapped the butter and dropped it into the bowl. That butter is just sitting there like a log, said Pig. Maybe I should taste it. Not yet, Pig, said Turtle. Next, we cut into the butter. I can do that, said Iguana. Uh-oh, scissors don't cut butter very well. No, 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 said Rooster. Don't cut the butter with scissors. Use these 2. Like this, Rooster cut the butter until the mixture was crumbled. Looks mighty dry in there, said Pig. Perhaps I should taste it. Not yet, Pig, said Turtle. Now the recipe says to beat 1 egg. I can do that, cried Iguana. No, 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 said Rooster. Don't beat the egg with a baseball bat. We use an egg beater. Rooster carefully broke the egg into a dish, beat it with the egg beater, and poured it into the big bowl. That looks tasty, said Pig. Can I taste it? Not yet, Pig, said Turtle. Now add milk. We need 2/3 of a cup. I can do that, said Iguana. Here, hold that glass measuring cup and I'll saw off the third. We'll use the other 2/3 to measure the milk. Wait, said Pig. We don't want to fill the measuring cup to the top. I'll just want to drink 1/3 of it. No, 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 said Rooster. The cup has marks on it. 1/3, 2/3, 1 cup. We'll fill it to the 2/3 cup mark. Rooster poured the milk into the bowl. It surely needs stirring now and tasting, said Pig. Not yet, Pig, said Turtle. Now mix the dough and put it in a greased baking pan. Rooster stirred and spread as Turtle read the bake in the oven for 15 to 18 minutes. Iguana shoved the pan into the oven. Let's see, 15 minutes equals 900 seconds. I'll count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 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 said Rooster. And he set the timer so that Iguana would stop counting the seconds. Pig burnt his tongue on the oven door trying to taste the shortcake. Turtle studied the cookbook to see what to do next. Let's cut up the strawberries and whip the cream, said Turtle. And cut and whipped until, ding! Rooster grabbed the oven mitt off Iguana's head and took the shortcake carefully out of the oven. Oh, it's beautiful, and it smells so good, said Pig. I know I have to taste it now. Not yet, Pig, said Turtle. We need to let it cool. Soon the shortcake was ready to cool and cut. So Rooster sliced it in half. They stacked 1 layer of cake, 1 layer of whipped cream, 1 layer of strawberries, and then again, cake, cream, strawberries. It looked just like the picture of the strawberry shortcake in the cookbook. This was the most wonderful, magnificent strawberry shortcake in the whole wide world, said Rooster. If Great Granny could see me now, let's take it to the table. I can do that, cried Iguana. Isn't that beautiful? Yum. He yanked at the plate. The shortcake tilted and slid Right on the floor. Pig was ready. Now it's my turn to taste it. In a split second, the strawberry shortcake was gone, every last crumb, and it disappeared into the pot belly of the pig. Our shortcake, Iguana cried. You ate it all. I thought it was my turn, replied Pig. I'm the taster, remember? And it tasted great. But it was our masterpiece, moaned Turtle. And a tasty one, said Pig. Now we can make something else. Yeah, Iguana glared. How about a plump, juicy roast pig? Pig gasped. Roast pig? How about iguana pot pie? Or turtle soup? No, cried Rooster. Listen to me. We made this shortcake as a team, and teams work together. But Pig ate it, whined Turtle. Iguana dropped it, pouted Pig. Turtle should have caught it, grumbled Iguana. It doesn't matter, said Rooster. The first shortcake was just for practice. It won't be as hard or take as long to make a second one. Well, added Turtle, we don't have to worry about messing up the kitchen. It's already a mess. So who will help me make it again, said Rooster. Pig, Turtle, and Iguana looked at each other. I will, said Pig. I will, said Turtle. I will, said Iguana. Cook-a-Doodle-Doo, crowed Rooster. Let's get cooking again. Together, they made the second most wonderful, magnificent strawberry shortcake in the whole wide world, and it was a lot easier than the first time. And then there's a recipe. So if you come to the library and you check out this book, you can check it out and you can make the strawberry shortcake. So it would be super tasty. Now, we are going to make something. It's not going to be strawberry shortcake, but it's going to be French toast in a mug. So this should be fun, and everyone should be able to do it if you have a microwave at home. I have already gotten some of my ingredients out. Some of them are ready, so it doesn't take me the time, but we'll go through it and talk about it. So the first thing we have, just like Rooster, is we have a recipe. And on our on the link to this, you will have access to the recipe, so you'll have to check it out. It says that we need 1 tablespoon of butter. So butter comes in a stick, and you cut, it's marked by tablespoon, so I cut a tablespoon, and it says to put it in my coffee mug. So I'm going to put this in my coffee mug. And then it says to put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. So I'm going to open the microwave. I'm going to put it in there. I'm going to put the microwave on 30 seconds, and then I'm going to say start. And then it's going to tell me when the microwave, when it's done, it's going to tell me to stir it around so that we make sure that the sides of the cup is buttered. And then in the meantime, it says to beat an egg. So I'm going to crack an egg. And I'll put it in a little cup. And then I'm going to beat it. So if you've never beaten an egg before, you just take your fork and just kind of just stir it up until it's all mixed up, and it's usually all yellow. My butter is melted. So it tells me to stir it all the way around. You want to be careful because it's really liquidy, but that way it kind of coats it. So like when you make a cake or something, and it keeps it from sticking. So we're going to do that. I'm going to finish up that. And then it tells me to take my, so it tells me that I need egg, cinnamon, and sugar. And so it's going to tell me I need 1/4 of a teaspoon. So I have my teaspoons, and they're marked on there. So this is 1/4 of a teaspoon. It says I need 1/4 of a teaspoon of just regular sugar. So I'm going to put that in there. It says I need 1/4 of a teaspoon of, let's see, 1/4 of a teaspoon of the ground cinnamon. So I have ground cinnamon, and so I'm going to measure it. And then it says I need 1/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla. So I have some vanilla. I'm gonna put it in my cup. And then it says I need milk, and I didn't grab it, so I'm gonna need to get it. And it says I need 1/4 of a cup of it, so I'm gonna get 1/4 a cup of milk. And I'm gonna dump it in there. And then it says to put my egg in there, so I'm gonna put my egg in there. And then it tells me to kind of stir it up a little bit. And then it tells me I need 2 pieces of bread and to cut it in cubes. So I pre-cut it in cubes. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put it in my mug. Be a little tricky because it's 2 whole pieces of bread. Now I'm gonna stick it in there. And then it says to kind of just put it in there just a little bit and kind of stir it around. I'm going to do that. It's going to be kind of tricky. Has anybody ever made French toast before? And then you usually put it in the skillet and you put it and coat it with the egg. I'm going to make sure that the bread is coated, because if we don't coat the bread with the egg, it won't cook. Let's keep doing it. Now it looks like all my bread is covered. So now it says to put it in the microwave. So I'm going to stick it in the microwave. And it says I need to stick it in there for 90 seconds. Now, everyone's microwave is different, and some microwaves are warmer or have a higher wattage than others. So it might take a little longer. So we'll see what happens in 90 seconds. So I hope that you guys like French toast, and we'll just hope that it works and turns out really good. It doesn't take long, and it's something you can do. So whether a grown-up is at your house or not, and there's no dangerous tools. You can, even if you didn't want to cut your bread up, you could break it up into pieces. So then you wouldn't have to even have a knife. And so it's just really simple stuff, and it's not near as complicated as what the strawberry shortcake was that Brown Rooster made with his friends. But cooking with friends is always fun, and reading stories is fun. So this is fun stuff. So now just waiting. 90 seconds doesn't sound long, but sometimes it takes long. Or seems like it anyways, right? Yeah, 30 seconds to go. And if you like syrup, you can add syrup to it. Some people like powdered sugar, and some people don't want to put anything on their French toast. So however you would like to eat it, you can do that. See what it does. I see it, it rose inside the microwave. So I'm gonna grab it. Ooh. Remember, the mug is hot, so when you grab it, so be careful. It smells really good. You're gonna take your fork. I want my blow on it, like I said, but you can put powdered sugar on it or your syrup, whichever you like. Taste it. That's really good. So I hope that you've enjoyed this, and I hope that you try to make French toast on your own, and let me know how it turns out. I'll be really anxious to hear about it. So have a great day, and it was good seeing everybody, and I'll check in with you later. Bye.